Welcome back to the channel. With apologies, I'm so far behind on the motorcycle trip that the videos are now being interspersed with sailing, or vice versa. But anyway, we're back in Argentina, riding through some of the fabulous scenery, heading down from Cachi towards Salta and Cafayate. Much as we kind of enjoy the off-road stuff, being on tarmac is a lot more relaxing and you can just power along on these sweeping curves and enjoy the scenery. Morning coffee and an empanada at Las Abritas. Halfway down Route 68. Oh, the most beautiful ride in Argentina, some would say. Mountainous and twisty, I would say. And we stopped to gop at the Devil's Throat somewhere down the road and then pressed on. And in amongst the desert landscape, anywhere there was water, there was agriculture and the lone cyclists as usual. Back in San Pedro, Andreas from Motocultura had said to us, I don't know why people go all the way to freezing cold and wet Patagonia, because up here it has got much more scenery to offer. I don't want to get into that debate, but the scenery here really is pretty spectacular.
Lunch stop. Isn't it awesome landscape? Actually quite incredible.
And then, putting the water to good use, turning it into wine, we headed into wine country. If you watched the previous Two Wheels video, you might remember Nancy and Daniel, our new history teacher friends. Well, they said, oh, you got to go and see the Quilmes village. It's just down the road here. So we thought we'd go for a look. This settlement was the largest pre-Columbian housing estate in the country, occupying about 30 hectares, whatever a hectare is. The area dates back to about 850 AD, and about 5,000 Quilmes were living here at the height of its occupation. Then came the bad guys. Not them. Unfortunately, the bad guys came with swords and bullets, which were somewhat more effective than slings and arrows. They were enslaved, subjugated and exiled to the River Plate. But today the communities live on, a resurgence in national pride for their memories of the indigenous people. The Quilmes lived here for hundreds of years in mostly peace, having the odd punch up with the neighbours. But it was the conquistadors that did for them. I guess the colonialists of whatever hue turning up and saying to the local indigenous population, "Hi guys, you're not really using this very well. We'll have it. And look, there are mountains of silver and gold, we'll have that too." And then when it all ran out, they buggered off. No, they didn't. Simon Bolivar, I think, was the architect of the demise of the Spanish in South America. I thought this was where they all gathered to grind their maize, but it's actually a star plot. And using these positions, they could work out what day of the week it was, which is more than I can do. This was our earliest start of the trip. I think we were away about 8 o'clock. It's 20 past 10 and it's already cooking. Big city, you can see the wall in the distance running around left to right. The local marketing positions this site as second only to Machu Picchu. Personally, having done Machu Picchu, I'd say this is better. It's bigger and there are not 2 million people queuing to go and look for it. Back on the road, we headed on south, said hello to the Llama and pressed on, a bit of gravel and then back on the tarmac. Every now and again we'd come to these little villages and as we rode through we thought, what do these people do? Then you turn the corner and it all becomes apparent. Picking grapes. After the villages, there were some long passages, washing out at times in the rains, but just going on, disappearing into a pinprick in the distance. And then the airport. What else would you expect in the middle of the desert? A football pitch? Pretty much every village had its church, its steeples, and of course its town square. We weren't entirely sure where we were, but we took a spin around to come back to the sign showing the famous Ruta 40 and then found out that having come all this way, we were actually in London. Not our London, but the one founded by the Spanish in 1558. And just outside Longdra, don't know if it existed at the time, but there was Xincal, an Inca settlement from 1478, one of the largest in the region and forming part of the Inca Trail. So if you fancy a long walk, you could try the Inca Trail. If you want to get your head chopped off, follow these steps up to the sun and I'm sure there's an obliging priest will do it. From the Inca settlements we were heading from Chilecito to Villa Union up Ruta 40. This was a route that was previously only for the extremely bold or well insured or both. But now it's a fantastic modern sweeping road. And at the top you get to have a look at what it was like. I'll show you shortly. Meanwhile, enjoy the ride. At the risk of having any of our seafaring buddies getting seasick, maybe you should look away now. But for the motorcyclists, I hope you enjoy these corners. In the old days, there would just be a few bushes between you and some aerial acrobatics in your VW Combi or your Triumph. Now there's 2 feet of concrete and some Armco. Safer, smoother, but perhaps not quite as challenging as the way it was done in the old days. I mean, look at this.
He's insisting I walk up here, and I really don't think I want to. It's too slippery. Oh, wow. That is the old route of Route 40. That's fair enough. Oh, bloody hell. I'm alright. Imagine coming around that in your motorbike. They've kept this stretch just to show what it used to look like, and it's only been tarmacked. It's only been made since 2015. It's only 9 years old, the new road. This was the way up the valley. Wow. I keep getting told that Chad and Rose would be away up that path on their bikes, but you're not going to catch me doing it. Goodness knows where these paths go. But this map over here shows that they're all walking routes. The old Route 40. It was finished, the Cuesta de Miranda was finished in 2015, and they've left 1 kilometre to reflect on what it was like, which is what we've just seen. Quite remarkable.
But what goes up must come down, so we sped off downhill, heading towards Villa Union for the night. A view from the balcony on Birthday Boy's lovely hotel. Not quite finished, but it is a lovely hotel. It's lunchtime, so of course all the bars and restaurants are shut. So let's go climb a hill, the only hill in the town. The high point in Villa Union. Anywhere there's water, they grow stuff, mostly vines. And tomorrow, just to the left of that cross, is the way to wherever we're going next. San Juan de Pachal. San Juan and Mendoza. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up if you are so inclined, and come back for the next video. Might be a sailing one, might be another biking one, all depends on the download speed.